Okay, let's talk about something huge that's happening in software engineering. I mean, right now. There's this fundamental shift going on away from the old way of, grinding out every single line of code by hand. We're moving towards a world where we can orchestrate entire applications. And it's happening so fast that it's forcing all of us to rethink what it even means to build software.
So here's how we're going to break this down. First, we'll look at the way things have always been done. Then we'll meet the incredible new tool that's changing the game. We're going to see what building at CEO speed really looks like. And then, crucially, we'll check the quality of the code it produces. After that, we'll get into what this all means for your job, for my job, for all of our careers. And finally, how you can jump in and start your own revolution. We all know the drill, right? Building good software is, well, it's hard. It's complex, it's meticulous, and man, it takes a lot of time. It's a world of teams and meetings and those painful integration headaches, all leading to these really long development cycles, even for apps that seem simple on the surface.
All right, let's just try a little thought experiment. I want you to imagine for a second that all of your resource constraints just disappeared. Poof. What would you decide to build if you suddenly had a team of 1,000 perfect developers all ready to go, all instantly in sync with your vision? What kind of problems could you solve then? Just hold on to that thought.
If you look back at the big leaps in engineering, they've all been huge. The cloud completely changed where we deploy our stuff. Containers changed how we package it all up. And new languages, well, they changed how we express our logic. But this new shift is something else entirely. It's not about the where or the how. It's about the who and how fast. It's a totally different axis of change.
So, what's the engine driving this? It's a brand new class of AI tool. And for this explainer, we're going to focus on one specific example that just perfectly demonstrates this shift. Claude Code from Anthropic.
Now, that is not a small statement. Calling something the most important advance of our lifetime, that tells you we're not just looking at another incremental update. This is a real turning point, a genuine paradigm shift.
Okay, talk is one thing, but seeing is believing, right? So let's actually watch what happens when you ask this tool to build a complete, non-trivial application from just a single sentence.
And get this, that's it. That's the entire brief. It's not some 20-page spec doc filled with user stories and complicated technical requirements. It's one sentence. It's a high-level command from a leader focused purely on the what, and leaving the how completely up to the machine.
And here's the crazy part. The very first thing it does is not write code. It plans. It thinks. It generates a full architectural outline. Project setup, data models, UI components, key features. It's acting like a senior developer or a tech lead, mapping out the whole problem before a single line of code gets written.
And the time it took to execute that entire detailed plan, 5 minutes. According to the source material, the entire application was built, running, and ready to test in the time it takes to go make a cup of coffee. This isn't just faster. It's a completely different reality of creation. Let's really put that number into perspective, because it's kind of hard to wrap your head around. A project that would take a good solo developer, 80 hours? A couple of weeks of full-time work? Or a small team, even longer when you factor in all the back and forth, was just done in minutes. And just to be crystal clear, we're not talking about some flimsy Hello World app. This is a feature-complete application. It has full CRUD functionality, add, edit, delete. It's got category management, filtering, and even a statistics dashboard. This isn't just a prototype. It's a solid production-ready starting point.
Right. So it's fast, like unbelievably fast. But that brings us to the single most important question that any professional developer is going to ask. Is the code any good? Is it just a giant mess? And the answer is, yeah, it's good. In fact, it's professional grade. The code that gets generated isn't just fast, it follows modern best practices. We're talking properly structured components, full TypeScript support for type safety, and clean, maintainable code that a human developer can pick up and immediately understand and start extending. But honestly, the biggest advantage might not even be the speed itself. It's the total elimination of coordination overhead.
Just think about all the time we burn in endless requirements meetings, the communication delays, the merge conflicts, the arguments over code style. All of that just evaporates. An AI agent is like a perfectly coordinated team of 1,000 with zero communication lag and 100% consistent style. So, if all the tedious parts of building software are getting automated, what's left for us? This leads us to the most critical question, and maybe one that feels a little unsettling at first. How does our role as developers actually change?
Your value just moves up the stack. It's that simple. Things like memorizing syntax or writing boilerplate code become way less important. What becomes absolutely critical are skills like system design, real product thinking, and the ability to translate a messy business problem into a crystal clear technical vision. You basically shift from being the bricklayer to being the architect. And the impact here is both immediate and long-term. Like right now, today, you can start building MVPs and testing ideas at a speed that was just science fiction a year ago. And in the long run, you become a force multiplier. You become capable of leading AI-augmented teams and tackling the kinds of huge, ambitious problems that were just too expensive or complex to even think about before.
So look, this isn't some vision of a far-off future. This capability exists right now. So the question is, how do you start using this power in your own work today?
Well, the path forward is actually pretty straightforward. First, you get access to the tools. Then, just start small. Give it a simple task, build a little app, and just see what happens. Feel it for yourself. And once you have that aha moment, that's when it's time to think bigger. Go back to those ambitious ideas you put on the shelf because they seemed too hard to build by yourself. They're not anymore.
At the end of the day, this is so much more than just a new tool. It's a whole new way of thinking about creating things. The barrier between having an idea and actually implementing it is becoming almost zero. So the question for all of us is no longer, can we build this? The question now is, what is worth building? So, what will you build?